My parents guilt-tripped me into a courthouse wedding because they couldn't afford anything fancy. Then I saw the $38,000 receipt for my sister's destination wedding in my dad's email. I'm 28, oldest of 3. My sister Tessa's the baby, always got the upgrades while I got hand-me-downs. Growing up, she had the birthday parties at trampoline parks while I got cake at home. She got a car at 16. I got a bus pass and a lecture about responsibility. When I got engaged to Lauren after 5 years together, I thought maybe this time would be different. Maybe they'd want to celebrate with us. We sat down with my parents at their kitchen table to talk about wedding plans. My mom had this tight smile, the one she wears when she's about to deliver bad news gently. Money's really tight right now, she said, glancing at my dad. With inflation and everything, we just can't swing helping with a wedding. My dad nodded along. Maybe just do City Hall? Keep it simple. No point spending money you don't have on one day. I felt Lauren's hand squeeze mine under the table. We'd been looking at small venues, nothing crazy, but I didn't want to make things harder for them. Sure, I said. We can do that. The courthouse wedding happened on a Tuesday afternoon in March. I wore a button down from my closet. Lauren wore a white dress she already owned. My mom showed up in jeans and a cardigan. My dad took 2 photos on his phone. The whole thing lasted maybe 20 minutes. Sign here, sign there. Congratulations, you're married. No reception, no first dance, no cake cutting. My mom hugged us in the parking lot and said she was proud of us for being so mature about everything. Then she left because she had a dentist appointment. We went back to work. Lauren cried that night, not because she needed something big, but because it felt like we didn't matter enough for even something small. 2 months later, Lauren was using my laptop to check her email while I was in the shower. When I came out, she was sitting on the couch with this look on her face I'd never seen before, completely blank. She turned the screen toward me. My dad's email was open. He'd sent himself a confirmation receipt and never closed the tab. Cabo Dreams Resort. Wedding package for 80 guests. Private beach ceremony with arch and floral arrangements. 4-night accommodation block. Welcome dinner. Farewell brunch. Professional photographer and videographer. Total $38,182 for Tessa's wedding next month. I stood there dripping water on the floor, reading the line items over and over. Upgraded suite for bride and groom. Mariachi band. Tequila tasting for guests. My hands started shaking. This wasn't real. This couldn't be real, but it was. The date was right there. The confirmation number. My dad's credit card ending in 4799. Lauren was crying again. But you wore jeans to ours, she whispered. I couldn't breathe right. All those times growing up, all those moments I'd explained away as them just being practical, just being careful with money. It wasn't about money. It was about me. That weekend, I didn't call ahead. I just drove to my parents' house. It was Saturday morning and they were both in the front yard. My dad was on a ladder hanging string lights from the porch. My mom was directing him, pointing where they should go. Decorations for Tessa's engagement party that evening. The engagement party they said they couldn't help plan because funds were tight. I parked on the street and walked up the driveway. My mom saw me first. Her face lit up. Oh honey, we weren't expecting you. Are you staying for Tessa's party? I didn't answer. I pulled the folded invoice from my jacket pocket and handed it to my dad. He climbed down from the ladder, confused, and unfolded it. His face went gray. Your email was open on my laptop, I said. My voice sounded weird, too calm, like it belonged to someone else. My mom looked over his shoulder and her mouth fell open. Ethan, this isn't what? I interrupted. Isn't what you told me when you said you couldn't afford to help with my wedding? When you made me and Lauren sign papers in a courthouse while you wore jeans? The string lights swayed in the breeze between us. A car drove past. Somewhere a dog barked. My dad just stood there holding the paper, not saying anything. When you said you couldn't afford my wedding, I asked, my voice finally cracking. Did you mean you couldn't afford me? He stood there frozen, string lights dangling from his hands, and I realized he wasn't going to answer because we both already knew.